In this video, we're going to look at 7 reasons that Bitcoin could be done. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so I know we've got a lot of viewers here who are into their cryptocurrencies, they're into Bitcoin, to Ethereum, into altcoins, into all that kind of stuff. I am playing devil's advocate here. Like any good trader, any good investor, you kind of look at the picture, you take on the bullish argument, you take on the bearish argument, you make your decision. So I've compiled 7 bearish arguments against Bitcoin that would suggest that the whole thing is over and it should be scrapped. Let's have a look at it, and comments in the comment section below. I'm not saying I subscribe to this, the bullish or the bearish. I just want to look at the whole bigger picture. So join me. Okay, first one. In 8 years of Bitcoin, all we've seen it being used for is speculation and criminal activity. We've not seen it widespreadly used for transactions. We've not seen it do anything that it said it was going to do. The majority of people involved in it are crooks, or they've been speculating in it. There's been no other large scale use. I'm sure there are places where we've had some kind of small transactions. I know some shops take it, but it's not been widely adopted as we've all been promised. So does that mean it's dead? Okay, number 2, transactions take ages and are expensive. If you buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, you've got to wait for it to be approved. However it's approved, there's some sort of method. I don't know the full ins and outs of it. I'm sure someone in the comment section below can enlighten me as to how it all works, but I do know it takes ages. It's not free, it's not fast. So where's the upside? If it's taking me so long to have a transaction, why would I want to do it? If it's expensive to do a transaction, why would I do it? And that's not even going into the actual nooks and the crannies of the fact that I have to actually exchange it back into fiat at the moment, fiat currency, and I might have some exchange rate risk as there. So just actually transacting a Bitcoin takes a long time, not only with the transactional cost of that, but also the exchange rate risk I may have. So that's something to consider. Number 3, the power used by Bitcoin is huge. It's almost disgusting the amount of power that the Bitcoin community, if you like, is using for the mining, for the transactions. Just seeing studies out there, whether they're true or not, I've not dug into this hugely, but I've seen studies out there that say that they're using as much power as some of the bigger countries like Denmark and what have you. That is ridiculous. What is stopping a government coming out and saying, you know what, we're doing all this kind of stuff to reduce our power consumption. We're trying to encourage people to use energy saving light bulbs. We're trying to get them to put smart meters in our homes. And then all of a sudden Bitcoin comes along and chomps up all that good work. So what's stopping a government from a green perspective to say, you know what, we're putting a green tax on Bitcoin. Every Bitcoin you own or sell, you have to pay us 50% tax or whatever, extreme, but you get the point. What is stopping countries doing that and saying, hey, this is getting out of hand. This is not a feasible way of us doing business here. This is in fact affecting the environment. This is affecting the kind of good work we're trying to do on one side. It's all being undone. It seems to me that the power used is massive. And what comes down about that? Is that going to carry on? Are they going to find ways of doing it cheaper? I don't know. But all I know is that I know the power is a lot, and it's something to consider. Number 4, the infrastructure isn't that secure. Every single other day you see hacking of big exchanges, money, Bitcoins have been stolen, this has been hacked, this has been hacked. It's supposedly this really secure infrastructure and a way of doing business, and maybe the blockchain is secure. But I've also heard of things that actually with enough computing power that can be undone. Don't know if that's true or not. But what I do know is there's a lot of hacking going on. It doesn't seem that secure. It doesn't seem like exchanges are the way to put your money. So you've got to have it out and you've got to have it in a kind of your own wallet or a paper wallet. I'm sure there are ways and methods of making it more secure. But on the face of it, this doesn't seem like a good thing for Bitcoin. All right, number 5. It's far too volatile to be used as a currency. All the Bitcoin people or Bitcoin kind of enthusiasts say, hey, it's going to be the next currency. It's too volatile for that at the moment. It's impossible to use. No country wants a volatile currency. No country wants to see massive swings in the price of a loaf of bread, or having importers or exporters having to do literally hourly adjustments on their pricing to make sure they're not losing or making money. It just doesn't make any sense. It's way, way too volatile to be used as that. A beer buying, even if you're in the domestic market, buying a beer 1 hour might be way more expensive than buying a beer the next hour. You can't run a currency like that. So to me, it's far too volatile for that. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Okay, let's go to number 7, then we'll go to number 6. It's too risky to be used as a store of wealth. Sure, we've got the Winklevoss guys, they've got lots of money in there, but they're rare. It's a bit risky. It seems too risky, or the argument is that it's too risky to be putting huge amounts of wealth in. We're not seeing multi-billions. Okay, there are some instances, and I noticed that, you know, in some research that people have got some wallets that have got some hefty amounts in, but on a global scale, are we seeing lots of money pushing into it like we see into mutual funds or to stocks or to real estate or to other assets or to gold? It's starting, but is it too risky to be considered a store of wealth? People store wealth in something they consider to be not so risky. They speculate in risky assets. They allocate a small capital into kind of risky assets. Then they store wealth in what they believe to be safe assets like real estate and kind of broad blue chip mutual funds, that kind of thing. And so is Bitcoin ever going to be a store of wealth if it's so volatile and so risky? Who knows? Okay, and the final thing, it's just the other way around, but I think that's a better way of doing it. Will banks just roll over? Will banks just say, you know what, you carry on, guys, carry on with your Bitcoin. We don't need us now. You can exchange and buy property and do transactions between you. We'll just let you have all that business. Do you think that they will just roll over and let that happen? Or do you think that they will start their own blockchain type currency? Or do you think they will do something that adjusts the way they're doing business at the moment to address the concerns that why Bitcoin was produced? But do you think all that revenue, all that money that they make from our transaction, they're just going to give up? The argument could be they're not. The argument could be this will never be allowed to happen because the banks are all in bed with the government and the banks are all intertwined. They're all helping each other out, and it's how the whole world works. And they think they're just going to give it to the people and say, hey, you've got your little currency there now. I say little, I'm just kind of saying in jest. You've got your currency now. You carry on trading in between yourselves. You don't need us. Is that going to happen? Argument says the banks would never, ever let that happen. All right, guys, bit controversial, but like I say, I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm just looking at the pros and cons of things. Let me know your thoughts on that. You got any more? Add them in the comment section below. If you want to counter those, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm interested to see what your counter is, those arguments, if you're in a big favor of Bitcoin. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next video. If you like this kind of stuff, get a thumbs up. I'm sure there'll be some thumbs downs up there. That's cool as well. See you next one. Take care. Bye-bye.